Welcome everybody to the Inspired Cut Series. Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth with the Raging Idiot Racing Network, bringing everybody coverage tonight. And what should be a great one at the newly repaved Iowa. Well, right now, we'll let the paint jobs come back. The front right now, the man who was in the points lead entering last week, but now out by a mere handful of points. Josh Henderson right now, right behind his championship rival, so to speak, for the regular season. Shane Harr running right next to him. Right now, practice as they go. We'll interview a few drivers while we got the time. Because right now, Brent Hammerhand on top of the board. Followed by Shane Harr, Christopher Roska, Josh Henderson, and Mike Hauser. So while we got a minute. See if we cannot talk to the new points leader and the man trying to break Colton Ward's record of 4 straight wins across both series. Cannot get a word with the man himself. The reigning champion, Shane Harr. Shane Harr, Garrett Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Hey, Garrett, how you doing today?
Doing pretty good right now. Sitting fourth on the speed charts with a 22.830, of course. No surprise. Chance to make some history tonight. Becoming the first driver to go 4 straight across both Thunder Series and Cup Series tonight. How does the 21 stand right now on speed-wise, and do you feel like you got a great chance to make it 4 in a row?
Yeah, the 21 machine, Kellogg's machine, feels decent for tonight. I think we're going to take it easy in the beginning and, save our tires, see what that first run's like, and we'll go from there, see if we can push it a little harder or if we got to back it up. So, yeah, it'd be awesome to go for, 4 in a row across, both of our series and, make history. So, we're going to try.
Well, buddy, last question before I let you head out here. Walked into last week taking the points lead only by a very slim margin over the man who's pretty much been one of your biggest rivals to start the season, Josh Henderson. What is the biggest, how does the 21 look at that? Is it just another week, or do you feel like that this kind of adds some more pep in your step, knowing that you got the points lead entering tonight?
Well, we're normally a pretty humble person, so, I guess it does add a little pep in our step. Maybe we should start, showing that. So, yeah, I guess, we feel good for tonight. So, we're going to go out there, we're going to give everybody hell, and, hopefully they can catch us at the end.
All right, buddy. Well, best of luck to you. Hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of this thing. Right now, the reigning champion, Shane Harr, 5th on the practice times. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. With that being said, we are going to bring up the points right now. So, if the overlay cuts away, they'll be right back up momentarily. But the points entering tonight, though they show Shane Harr spins it on the apron. They show pretty much where the drivers are in correlations to the chase. You can see at the top of the screen, very, very close. 3 points would be a tie. 4 points would give Henderson the lead tonight. If he can walk out of here knocking Shane Harr off. But from there, Shane Harr, Josh Henderson, 90 and 87 points above the cut line. Elijah Fisher, Colton Ward, 43 and 38. Stephen Henning Jr., Jason Williams actually comes in tied as last week Williams posted a 5th straight top 10 finish. Tyler Stone, Thomas Hernandez, 20 and 12. From Hernandez on down is where the points battle really tightens up entering tonight. Well, and of course, we see that, we know that These drivers know it. Chris Lauda in by 10 points. Travis Farmer, after the great run that he had last week in Texas, jumps up 6 spots to hold on to that. 10th and final spot, as we will enter a third of the regular season done after tonight. And in these next few weeks, it's going to really test the drivers. It's going to challenge the drivers in more ways than one. Mike Hauser still on the inside looking in. The regular season champion last season has not had the season that he's wanted tonight. Cade Cannon not here tonight. Joseph Maddox out by 9. Hunter Rozelle out by 13. Hadaway out by 17. And probably, in my opinion, the biggest dark horse entering tonight, David McCullough out by 22. The 2-car has showed a lot of speed since busted onto the scenes. There is McCullough now, as a matter of fact. And, of course, James Hadaway out by 26 points. Him and Robert Wilhoit enter tonight tied for that 17th spot. All right, now, Brent Hammerhand still top of the board. Travis Farmer, Shane Hard, Jeffrey Peppers, and Josh Henderson, the top 5 as we stand with 9 minutes to go. Matter of fact, let's pull up right now the fastest man in Iowa. Brent Hammerhand, Garrett Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Well, right now, the fastest man in Iowa right now. How's the car feel, and what can the 12 bring to the table tonight?
It's good. I think we're going to have a good night. Hopefully we stay out of some of the messes. That's been our biggest issue. Just stay out of the wrecks, and we're going to go run our own race and have some fun.
Well, I'll ask you this, of course. Your teammate has led the points all the way up till last week, but only out by a few. And other than that, Hernandez has had speed. You and Will Hoyt have shown speed, but what would tonight mean if you could get a good finish, if not the win? How would this turn the season around for the 12 team?
I mean, it would be great. I know last season I started off, winning the Clash and winning Vegas, and I've just had some bad races. Haven't got a very good set in with that kind of stuff yet. Winning would be huge. A lot of momentum there. The team overall is, working really hard together, and we're figuring stuff out as a team. So I think we're gonna be good.
All right, buddy. Well, best of luck to you tonight. Hopefully, I'll get that long-awaited interview with you at the end of tonight. Best of luck to you. If you win, we'll have a beer.
Sounds great, buddy. Have a good night.
You too, buddy. All right, now, Hammerhand second on the board. David McCullough, just talked about him. Biggest mover in the points coming into tonight. And a matter of fact, McCullough comes into the pit, see if we cannot get a word with the driver of the 2 for Elite Motorsports. David McCullough, Garrett Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy?
What's happening, Garrett?
Not a whole lot right now. Fastest man in Iowa just took it away from Brent Hammerhand, as I told him the same thing. A lot of positives coming into tonight. Right now, arguably out by 22 points after not the best finish in Texas that I'm sure none of us wanted to see, myself included. But that being said, you are only 22 points outside of the top 10 with a third of the season down after tonight. Do you feel like the 2's got the speed tonight, and do you feel like really that you can close in on that top 10 in points, and what can we expect tonight out of the 2 team?
I do think we can hone in on it. We still have a lot of season left here. I'll openly admit I was not my best track. Pretty surprised to see my name at the top of the board right now, but the main thing is we just need to stay focused, continue to be consistent, and overcome some of these things that have happened recently. Just not let that drag us down and stay focused.
That's last question before I let you head out of here. As the season progresses, we're going to be entering the stretch of the season to where it's going to test a lot of drivers. We got Daytona twice in the next 2 weeks. One on the road course, one on the actual restrictor plate, and then from there several other tough tracks. How do you feel like the two teams can handle what's about to become the grueling part of the schedule as we get closer to the cutoff line for the playoffs at Talladega?
I'll tell you, I'm actually looking forward to some of these road course races. I like road courses, so hopefully that reflects when we get to them. I think it might shake out a lot of guys that aren't familiar with that kind of racing, but we're looking forward to it on this team. So we're gonna see if we can't put this pro spill forward up front, make her happen.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you tonight. Hopefully we'll get to talk to you at the end of this thing, and best of luck from here on out.
All right, Gary. Appreciate you. Have a good night.
You too, bud. With that being said, a lot of other storylines coming into tonight. I say a lot. There's a few here and there. Really, what's to be expected out of tonight? Several things. Of course, we just mentioned the fight around the playoff spot. But in particular, several drivers, we mentioned it at the top of the show, have not had the seasons that they've wanted. They have not had what many would consider after starting the last season. Really, the other way around. I can name off a few myself. But I'll tell you one driver who has started off this season in probably the best way that he can. And right now, he sits right now fourth on the speed charts, coming off of his straight top 5 finish of the season. As we look at Dave the Flag Man, let's get Jason Williams in here. Jason Williams, Gary Jings up here in broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Hey, Garrett, I got you.
Well, buddy, right now fourth on the speed charts, coming off of your 5th straight top 10 finish last week at Texas, and right now fourth on the speed charts. Does the 40 got what it takes to try to take it to some of the big names like Shane Harr, Josh Henderson, Falcon Motorsports? What can the 40 bring to the table tonight?
Man, that's a big task. That's a tough road to hoe there. Shane Harr and all them like that. It's hard to beat them. I would like to get a top 5. I'd like to get a win, but I will take a top 10.
Well, buddy,
Just keep digging.
Well, buddy, right now, as I mentioned, coming into tonight with your string of top 10 finishes dating all the way back to Daytona and the Inspired 250, pull up my actual numbers here that I just had on the screen. I already forgot. You enter tonight. There we go. You enter tonight plus 23 to the cut line, tied with Stephen Henning for 5th. Does 23 kind of make you breathe easier? But as the schedule goes on, it's only going to get more difficult, more trickier, more harder, and will test a lot of drivers. Does plus 23, does that sit well with the driver to 40?
No, plus 23 is not enough. I need more.
Well, buddy, best of luck to you tonight. Hopefully you get more out of tonight, and who knows, hope to talk to you after the race.
Hope so, Garrett. Thank you for broadcasting, and hope to see you with the checkered flag.
All right, buddy. Right now, Jason Williams, 5th on the board. Appreciate your time, buddy. With that being said, we're talking about drivers. I'll get in one who was visibly disappointed, to say the least, after IRP. Really, the whole team had a great run. Colton Ward jumps up to the top of the board. But first, let's get the driver of the 16 in here. Elijah Fisher, Garrett Jings up here, broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Well, right now you enter practice 10th on the board with a 22.813. I wanted to ask you, Is the 16 more or less laying back to show us what he's really got? What's the expectations entering Iowa tonight for the 16 team, and really for all Falcon Motorsports?
Yeah, I mean, I think we had the conversation before, Mister Sir, but
Yeah, we probably
I don't know. Practice times to me don't mean too much. I mean, we just kind of know where everybody else is running and what kind of laps they might be doing. But I think we're a pretty laid back group. If we get a pole tonight, we get a pole. If we don't, we don't. It's the same strategy moving forward. Just I think a little bit of track position tonight's going to be important, and I think all in all, sometimes you give up some speed and you gain it in the back end of runs with your tire wear and etc. So we'll just have to see what happens.
Well, buddy, last question before I let you head out tonight. Entering tonight, plus 43 to the good towards 10th in points with what I would think is the hardest part of the season for a lot of drivers coming up. Where do you think the 16 team stands as we enter some of the more trickier tracks after tonight, and does plus 43 sit well with the 16?
Yeah, I think it sits really really well. We've got a lot of road courses coming up, and some tracks that honestly I think kind of play into our factor when they get a little more technical or have some bumps and bruises. So the biggest thing is just trying to stay more consistent than some of the other guys below us in points, and even more consistent than some of the guys ahead of us in the points. And we got a points race ultimately. We have to just put our best foot forward at all times, and keep striving to have better races and better finishes, and take it one position at a time on track.
All right, buddy. Well, best of luck to you tonight going forward. We'll let you get ready for qualifying, and hopefully talk to you at the end of the thing.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Of course, Atlanta Fisher would love a win more than anything else. The last win that he has dates back to Mount Panorama last season. Right now, qualifying underway. Christopher Rosca sets the first lap 23.229. Joseph Maddox, top of the board. It's going to fluctuate a lot. Hammerhand, top of the board, and I wish we could cover all of them at once. I would love a split screen animation, but unfortunately we do not have that yet. So Rosca's lap will not be an improvement. It ain't gonna be an improvement. Travis Farmer, after his great run last week that has him 1 point over Mike Hauser, right now top of the board 22.685, and at the line for the 13. Survey says, does he retake it back? He does not. Mike Hauser, top of the board. The man right now second in points only by 4. Josh Henderson, first lap, a 22.949. Ninth quickest. And at the line, Hot Shot Henderson does not improve. Right now, several drivers coming back out. One driver trying to rebound after what was a great run at Texas going. Ended up coming undone. Hunter Rozelle, first lap across the line, 23.221, 11th quickest. Was going to need a pickup. We know that. Going to need a big pickup. Enters tonight out by 13 points in the top 10. At the line, survey says for Hunter Rozelle, 8.86, Knox Henderson out the top 10. Stephen Henning Jr. already done with his lap, and neither lap was what the 78.1 and a 23.240. Liger Fisher, 9th quickest at the moment. We look at Robert Wilhoit. Wilhoit right now 15th and at the line. At 8.62, good enough for 11th. Jeffrey Peppers, Another driver needing a great run, entering tonight in Peppers at 8:12, ninth quickest. Still to come, Matt Morrison, Jackson Hadaway, Shane Hart, Colton Ward. Well, let's start right now to the man on the pole so far tonight, and the driver who walks into the night out by 1 point. Mike Hauser, Garrett James up here in broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Oh, I'm sorry, Garrett. I drank too much orange high C. I'm back. What's up?
I'll be damned. Well, right now, top of the board, and right now as it stands on a provisional poll, and it will be a poll, as a matter of fact, 45 seconds left in qualifying. Does the 43 have the speed in the car tonight after what was a fast car in Texas that came undone too soon? How does the 43 look to rebound tonight?
I don't know. Honestly, I'm not as confident as I was last week with this car. Honestly, I was complaining all practice. This car is so tight and not a lot of grip. So I'm kind of surprised they put it on pole for now, for the time being. But yeah, we definitely need a rebound tonight. After last week, that really hit me hard. So well, I just have to see where our speed is. I definitely want to try to aim for a top 5, top 10 at the very least. So we'll just have to see how it goes, and hopefully we're up near the front at the end, up in the mix, and don't have any issues tonight because we can use a good race here.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you from here on out. Look forward to seeing if I can talk to you at the end of this thing.
Thanks, Garrett. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. With that being said, we'll go ahead and quickly run through the field tonight. As Mike Hauser on pole, Wade Alexander, David McCullough, Travis Farmer, Brent Hammerhead in top 5, Chris Loda, Joseph Maddox, Tyler Stone, Jeffrey Pepper, Elijah Fisher, Jason Williams, and Robert Wilhoit round out the Fast 12. On down through the field, Hunter Rozelle, the man that comes in second in the points tonight. It feels funny saying that after 5 weeks, but Josh Henderson rolls off 14th. Christopher Roska, Stephen Henning Jr. rounds out the drivers who posted a time in 16th. On down, Colton Ward in the 17th spot. Shane Hart, the points leader, will roll into the night 18th. Matt Morrison, 19th. And Jackson Hadaway will round out the 20th spot. Aaron Stanton does not count, as he is race control. That being said, let's talk to the driver who turned a lot of heads last week and really showed that maybe, just maybe, he is a sleeper as we creep closer to the playoffs, as a third of this regular season will be done tonight. Travis Farmer, Garrett Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Well, after last week, I think you turned a lot of heads with a great run and then starting off for tonight. You enter tonight, however, 1 point above the man starting on pole. So walking into tonight, it's actually tied for that 10th spot. What does the 13 need to do tonight to try to improve the odds and try to gain a couple spots in the points and really build a cushion as we enter the hardest stretch of the season going forward?
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to keep it consistent. Try to stay clean. That's about all I can do.
Well, buddy, as for tonight in the track, how's the track handling for some drivers? And really, how do you think the 13 will fare tonight against a star-studded field?
I'm feeling pretty good. Track feels pretty good tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, buddy. Well, best of luck to you tonight. Hopefully we'll get to talk to you at the end of this thing and see what the 13 can do.
All right, man. Have a good one.
You too, bud.
Here we go.
That being said, we'll bring in somebody else on the other end of the spectrum who could use a good run. My good buddy, and we know that we'll be going for a championship starting tomorrow night. Hunter Rozelle, Garrett Jenkins up here broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Oh, yeah.
Well, We know that we're very eager for tomorrow night. I just said it right before I pulled you up here, but tonight, out by 13 points after 2 rough stretches. What can the 20 do to try to get back into the top 10 or close that gap?
Well, for starters, finish the race. That'd probably be a big help. Just be consistent. In the league that we run in together, consistency there towards the latter end of the season has catapulted us up pretty good in points. So, really just consistency. Iowa's not one of my best tracks, so I'll be glad once the night's over. But just walking away here with a decent finish would be the best thing to do for the point situation. I feel like tonight, super slick on exit. Feel like a lot of guys are going to get throttle happy, and think we're going to see quite a few cautions.
All right, buddy. Best of luck for you. Best of luck to you tonight. Hopefully we get to talk to you at the end of this thing.
Well, yeah. Thanks for broadcasting. Have a good night up there in the booth.
You too, buddy. Where did I see? Okay, he's back. Whew. All right. Right now, entering tonight. We'll go over it one more time since we got a couple more viewers who probably missed it. Points tonight, Shane Hart on top of the board by 4 over Harrison, but that's not what we look at here. We're looking at the drivers right now. Top 10 will make the playoffs in a couple, about 2 or 3 months at Talladega. We'll know. Big storylines coming into tonight as the field gets ready to come down. Mike Hauser, Wade Alexander brings us down. We are rolling from Iowa. Hauser already out to the early lead. Alexander will slide in second. Farmer third, side by side between Laota and McCullough for the 4th spot. As Mike Hauser will bring them down. Will lead lap 1. Right now the field. First time back straight away for lap 2. Farmer now up to second. Is going to challenge the 43 for the top spot. Chris Lauda way up the racetrack. Trying to get a good run off of it. Travis Farmer will lead lap 2. Farmer already opened it up to a 6/10 of a second lead. Wade Alexander off the wall a little bit, focused in. Back on him in the battle for second right now between him and Mike Hauser. Right now, Alexander gets a great run down the back straightaway. Mike Hauser now starting to slip back. He'll fall into the clutches of several drivers tonight. Right now, 3 wide for third. Hauser all over the place. McCullough will slip into third. Lyota right now trying to get 4th, along with Joseph Maddox. Mike Hauser, something already a miss under that 43 machine, dropping like a rock. As Tyler Stone looks under him now for the 6th position, he'll blend back in line. Meanwhile, Travis Farmer trying to scamper away to a full second lead over Alexander. Right now, look further back through the field. The man who felt like he had a great car tonight. Full throttle Union, as a matter of fact, right now side by side for the 8th spot. Robert Wilhoit and of course the man we're talking about, Brent Hammerhand, had a great practice effort. Right now up the racetrack, you see Hunter Rozelle trying to make something happen. Colt Ward already slicing and dicing through the field along with Hara and Henderson trying to make something happen early in the going. But right now, Shane Hart. Right now on the move, started 18th, right now up to 13th and counting. That is pretty much the hornet's nest right back here. Pretty much everybody else is pretty much scampered away for the most part. Wade Alexander in second. Alexander knows that he needs a great run tonight as well. Knows that he is well below the cut line, and with crunch time slowly starting to become evident, now is the time for drivers like the 84 to pick up the pace. Right now, it's still Travis Farmer leading. Biggest mover so far to start. Colt Ward up 7 spots. No surprise there. Will Hoyt up 5. Shane Hart up 5. They're your biggest movers right now of the race. Mike Hauser has dropped from the pole to 9th. Down 8 already. Hammerhead down by 11. Right now, while we got a moment, right on board with a couple drivers. Right now, you're right on board with the leader. Matter of fact, we can try and see how his lap time compares to the 84 right now. And there you see it. Alexander is barely, but is faster over the last 4 laps really. See, the car is also bottoming out. A lot of sparking on the bottom. See one more time what this lap would be as David McCullough slowly starting to creep up onto the 84 machine. Right now, 15 laps in, and Travis Farmer has pretty much led since lap 2. There you see it, has already led 14 laps so far tonight. I wish I had a pit reporter who could tell me what's the developing story, because I'd love to know what is amiss under the 43 machine right now. Still continuing to drop back. I could get a light. Hey Trace, I know you're in the chat. You want anything you want to be the pit reporter, let me know. Because right now Mike Hauser is in a lot of trouble. Tell you right now, one driver who after last week starting the back, not making a lot of noise so far tonight, Matt Morrison had a great run going last week in Texas before it was stopped abruptly. Right now, Morrison right now around Hauser for the 14th spot. Right now, man on the move. Colt Ward, and while we're at it, we'll look back at it. Elijah Fisher as well. Robert Wilhoit up 7 spots from where he started this race. Wilhoit on a tear. Right now, trying to get around Chris Liotta. I see Fisher off the wall. One of my very first console games was a Wii, as a matter of fact, so it looks great seeing him. Them colors on the 16 machine. A lot of drivers laying into that wall. Ward up 10 spots, Har up 8, slowly coming up through the field. Morrison up 6, Will Hoyt 7, as we just said. Liotta Laota loose off the corner. Elijah Fisher looks to the bottom. Well, Robert Wilhoit for the 5th spot. So when you talk about the 16, of course, he's made it clear. He's made it evident that the season has not started off the way that the 16 team has wanted to start off. Caution is out. Shane Har. Damage to the front of that machine. And what has happened to the points leader entering tonight? Got pretty significant damage to the front of that car. Maybe not a lot as far as time goes, but definitely hit pretty square. Let's see what has happened. Oh, Jess losing in a massive shot. I'm going to tell you this right now. We'll look back at it from the far chase camera. Goes in hard on the brake, loses it, overcorrects, noses into the wall. I'm going to tell you, for a lot of drivers, that is probably the best sign that they've ever seen. Well, already Shane Hart going to be deep in the hole tonight. All that track position just gained is gone. Robert Wilhoit stays out under this caution, as does Henderson, Hunter Azell, Travis Farmer in the pits. This is a very unique look off of pit road. Oh, and Hauser spins it in the box. Farmer wins the race off of pit road. Yeah, disastrous stop from Mike Hauser. Robert Wilhoit, the leader. Henderson second. Azell third. Let's see if we cannot get a word with right now Josh Henderson. Hot shot Henderson. Garrett Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy?
I got you, man. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Sorry I ran out of time earlier for the pre-race. I wanted to ask right now, 21 bringing out the first caution of the night. Does this kind of put some more pep in the step of the 17, especially with your teammate Robert Wilhoit out front? How does this affect the 17 as far as points go tonight, knowing next week?
Yeah, I'm gonna miss next week. I don't. That was the weirdest thing right there with Shane. He said it looked like I got loose. I drove into the corner like I'd done the last 5 laps. Felt fine. All of a sudden I look at my mirror and he's just head on the wall. So it was funky. But honestly, not feeling good tonight. So far, have no speed and trying to figure out how to make this thing get around here. So we're gonna do something a little different with these guys. Stay out. I wasn't really using up much tire there. Just kind of biding my time. And it's either gonna bite me like it did at Homestead last season, or we'll see. We'll see how this plays out.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you. Hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of this thing when the night's over with.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
have
sir.
fun.
Yes, sir. So right now you hear it. Drivers struggling with this track. Robert Wilhoit out front will re-rack the field. Wilhoit, Henderson, Farmer, Azell, Wade Alexander. The top 5, of course, top 3 has stayed out under this caution, the 22 to 17 and the 20. David McCullough, Elijah Fisher, Joseph Maddox, Jeffrey Peppers, Tyler Stone, the top 10 on down. Stephen Henning Jr., Matthew Morrison, Jason Williams, Brent Hammerhead, Mike Hauser, who had a disastrous pit stop. I had to try to rebound. Jackson Hadaway, Christopher Roska, Laota, Colton Ward, and Shane Har rounds out the field tonight as we get ready for the first restart of the night. And it will be full throttle Union drivers. Wilhoit and Henderson, the field not going, and almost a stack-up effect. Whoo! Lucky that was not any bigger than what it was. Well, Wilhoit gets to run off the corner. Here comes Farmer on new tires. Wilhoit's going to drop to the bottom. Take the defensive line. Farmer around the outside. Farmer will get it over Will Hunt. Contact between the two drivers. Well, Robert says he is not the easiest driver to pass, but Travis Farmer, no contest. Travis Farmer back out front for Velocity Motorsports. Oh, one driver loose in the back. Justin Maddox hangs on to it. They're still making contact. Morrison into the 6th. This is a stack-up effect. That is all this is. About lost my breath. 4 wide. Ward up the middle. 3 wide now. Hitting on the bottom. Ward in the middle. Alexander on the top. Drivers on new tires trying to make something happen early. And you're seeing it now. Christopher Roscoe to the bottom of the 16. Roscoe up to the 7th spot. Oh, Henderson hard into the wall. McCullough, Maddox involved. The championship just got flipped on its head, and we're talking about it early. But understand implications early with the hardest stretch of the season coming for Josh Harrison and David McCullough. Meatball flag, the night more than likely is done for both drivers. Well, definitely not what David McCullough needed to see this early. Henderson, of course, said he will not be here next week. This will be a gut punch for both drivers. Henderson says he's got meatball damage. What has happened? There's several things that happen all at one time. First off, Chris Laoda spins it in the middle of the corner. That was on lap 28. No caution there. This will save him. But now, what has happened here? Oh my God. Well, let's look and see. Oh, McCullough gets loose and bam! And then gets nailed by Joseph Maddox. All right, let's ride back on board with David McCullough. Just listen to the throttle. Oh, he gets the apron. Gets the apron, overcorrects. Nothing Henderson nor McCullough can do. Nothing for Maddox either. It was a brutal shot from Josh Henderson. Let's look at it from his onboard. Well, the man that came in second tonight after leading the points for the first 5 weeks. Out early. There you see it. No, just nothing he could do. And bam! It was a wicked shot. Next, we'll run on board with Joseph Maddox. Not tonight. That Josh Henderson wanted. We might get a word with him later on. Well, that car might get back out and make some laps. Matter of fact, he's back in now trying to repair what he can on that machine. The meatball flag is clear, so he's able to pit with whatever he can. It's the internet also plaguing him. Well, Jeffrey Peppers up to second. Re-rack the field. Travis Farmer, Jeffrey Peppers, Christopher Roscoe, Elijah Fisher, Colton Ward, the top 5. Joseph Maddox, Stephen Henning Jr., Jason Williams, Mike Hauser, and Chris Lona, the top 10. In case you're just joining us tonight, or if you have already lost track, Travis Farmer, the leader, has led the most laps so far tonight. 2 cautions for 8 laps tonight and 2 lead changes. Of course race analysis tonight. 156 laps. In the weather entering tonight, 66 degrees, bit of a chilly night in Iowa. Track conditions clear, 11 mile an hour northeast winds, pretty common with a bunch of cornfields out here and a 81% humidity. And honestly, I'm just waiting to see a tornado. Yeah, 121 laps to go when they get back started. Josh Henderson back out onto the racetrack, going to try to make laps the best he can, but do not know the damage surrounding that 17 machine. So the top two in points, the points leader Shane Harr brings out the first caution. Josh Henderson involved in the second one. Points already starting to be speculated. As the field comes down. Travis Farmer, Jeffrey Peppers will bring us down for the start. We're rolling. Well, Farmer immediately down to the bottom. A great jump by the 13. Peppers sliding in second. Fisher third. Gets to run off the corner. Now, Farmer leads. Peppers following in second. Elijah Fisher third. Goes for Roscoe fourth. Side-by-side battle for the fifth spot. Colton Ward working on Justin Maddox. Right now, side by side for second, Fisher with Peppers. That's all Farmer wants to see. Going to try to stretch that lead out some more. Peppers not yielding. Well, Fisher will get the second spot now to set his sights on the 13. Right now, just joining us just fresh under a restart. Travis Farmer has led the most laps at now 35 and counting. Then 3 additional points to lead the most laps can come in pivotal, especially when Mike Hauser taking the pole. Let me check my bonus points just to be sure, but I'm almost sure. Yes, bonus point for the pole. So entering tonight, Farmer and Hauser are tied. As Elijah Fisher now looks to run down to 13. If he can lead the most laps tonight, be one step pivotal. Mike Hauser really has not been a factor since taking the pole. Right now back at 16. Right now, of course, we go back. We go a ways back. Elijah Fisher looking to the inside for Fisher tonight. A win will be very pivotal for the 16 team right now, going for the lead on Travis Farmer. He's got it. No, he don't. Not yet. Big run off the corner for Farmer. Did not expect it Not quite clear. Henderson's going to play a factor in this. We see that car under that impact to bring out our second caution of the night. Obviously, prohibiting Henderson for really being able to do much of anything right now. Right now, we're just hoping for another caution. Get more of that damage fixed. While we got a moment, we mentioned the points and how the top two are having issues tonight. Reiterated yes again. Shane Hart, Josh Henderson entered tonight plus 90 and 87. Obviously, that would be impacted for Henderson. Shane Hart bringing out the first caution after nosing into the wall. The car appears to be fixed, but the 21 Meyer back in 13th. Elijah Fisher in third, Ward fifth. Stephen Henning runs out the top five. Really is tied for the top five with Jason Williams, Tyler Stone, Hernandez, Chris Lyotta, and our leader, Travis Farmer. Mentioned it tonight, came in 1 point to the good. And right now holds the 3 bonus points and leading a lap over Mike Hauser. So right now, 4-point separation between them two. But a long way to go in this point standing. Will fluctuate while we're on the points. Motor standings coming into tonight. Inspired Motorsports up 12 over to Loners Falcon Motorsports. Full Throttle Union tied for third, 18 back behind. H&W Motorsports out by 36. Slick Motorsports 60. Simtech Racing, who is not here tonight, none of their drivers is actually. Washington Motorsports right now having a great 2 weeks. Right now, Farmer and Roscoe first and fourth. Of course, the PS3 oldies, neither one of them are here tonight. Right now, it is going Travis Farmer's way. Holds a half a second lead over the 16 of Elijah Fisher. Right now, while we got the moment, go through our first inspired marketing through the field. And right now, Travis Farmer, the leader, Elijah Fisher's trying to run him down. Both cars practically even at the moment. But Farmer's left 47 laps and counting so far tonight. Elijah Fisher right now running second after starting 10th. Christopher Roscoe, a great run for the 36 right now under assault from Colt Ward. Ward started deep in the field as well, 17. Jeffrey Pepper's having a great night as well. Holding the top 5, and right now you're seeing a lot of drivers deep in the points battle trying to make something happen. Joseph Maddox out by 9 entering tonight. Robert Will Hoy out by 26. So great runs for these drivers. Arndina and Henderson. There's 2 laps down. On back battle for the 8th spot. Matt Morrison started 20th. Hunter Azell to his inside, trying to take the lead, Trying to take the 8th spot. A little bit of lag on the 20s part. Stephen Henning Jr. right now running 10th. Chris Lyotta, Wade Alexander 11th and 12th. Well, you can tell his car not handling quite how he wants it to. Wade Alexander started second, but it's falling back to 12th. Shane Hart trying to battle back. Still ain't no telling what damage is done to that 21 machine. Looks fine on the outside, but ain't no telling what's messed up on the inside. And Mike Hauser has not been tonight. That Hauser 1, it started on the pole, but has dropped like a rock since. Right now, 14th, Tyler Stone in the 15th spot. along with Brent Hammerhand back in 16th. Another driver struggling right now, Jason Williams, coming off of a streak of 5 top 10 finishes right now. The car not cooperating with the 40 at the moment. Runs at 17th. That is the highest running H&W driver, followed by the other H&W driver, Jackson Hadaway, right now 18th. And of course, Josh Henderson, 2 laps down. That is through the field, the first go around tonight. Well, 97 laps to go, be 96 when they get back. Travis Farmer to add to the bonus points. Fastest lap of the race, 22.659. That lap was posted on lap 3. Right now, average stands 3 bonus points for the most laps led. 1 bonus point for leading a lap. A bonus point for the fastest lap. Well, I said he would be one of the sleepers as the playoffs kept going. Another one of the sleepers that I wanted. Was hoping we'd get a good run tonight in the garage. That would be David McCullough and Josh Henderson. Brings it back to the pits. If Harrison calls it quits, it'll be the first DNF of the season and the first finish outside the top 10 for the 17. Right now, Fisher trying to cut down that lead back to a half a second. Now let's see where Elijah Fisher and Travis Farmer meet up in what sectors and who is better than the other one. There you see Fisher barely faster, sector 1 ought to tell us something there. 70 hundredths of a second. There you see Fisher better in sector 2 over McCullough. But right now, really not enough for it to really matter. Did that look small? But when you look at it from lap times perspective, it can be pretty decent. Right now, I believe both cars are even enough. See, right now, Elijah Fisher 2/10 slower that lap. See what it is this time. Take it away. 10 slower. We'll still have a long way to go and a lot of racing left to decide. Who will be the front runners at the end of this, because all hail to Sporky. Colton Ward. Right now, Colton Ward's last lap, leader's lap right now, barely faster. Apologize though, the overlays ain't fully caught up with it, as we got some drivers in the pits. That being said, we'll switch overlays. Well, right now, Jeffrey Pepper's in the pits. Everyone's running in the top 5, so perhaps we'll start seeing some of the front runners come in. For Farmer, Fisher, and Colt Ward, they are on 48 lap old tires. Everybody else 8 lap difference. Matt Morrison up to the 4th spot. $85 to go. But right now, just trying to judge off of really where the leaders are as whoever's come out 2 laps down. Josh Harrison back out onto the racetrack, 14 laps down. Right now, Harrison's just hoping that everybody Harrison's just waiting. See if anybody will drop out of this race so he can gain a few points here. Harrison will go up to the top side of the racetrack. Yeah, the way Jeffrey Pepper's coming, wants one of them laps back. Peppers will get it. Well, maybe to the inside. Yep. Jeffrey Peppers right now. First car, 1 lap down. Right now, Travis Farmer has led 72 laps. Already Elijah Fisher settles into the 3rd spot. Colt settles to the 2nd spot. Ward 3rd. Matt Morrison and Hunter Azell right now the top 5. And for Azell, a great run tonight is a must. To stay within contention, look to the outside of Morrison as see further back Robert Wilhoit, or no, that would be Brent Hammerhand. Right now, Hammerhand 2 laps down, working to try to get one of his laps back, but a long way to go. His teammate Wilhoit, you see further back. That's Hunter Azell. Trying to get around Morrison. They don't do it yet. Shane R right now trying to rebound after bringing out the first caution. There's been a fight for the defending champion, and right now the points leader entering tonight ever since as he looks to try and get around Robert Wilhoit. This will be the battle for the 6th spot. Well, right now, Shane entered tonight, tying Colton Ward's record of 3 in a row across both series. If he can win tonight, he will set the record. 4 straight wins, again, across both series. A lot of us didn't think that anybody would match 2 only because several drivers the Best Inspired has to offer took a crack at it and failed. Then Colton Ward raised the bar, getting Robert Wilhoit into the wall. Can't keep it off the wall. Stephen Henning Jr. will slip by. Say thank you very much. Well, a lot of drivers did not think it would be possible to get through the road for a while, but Colton Ward raised the bar. Now Shane's tied him, and now it's very possible to do it. Robert Wilhoit in the pits after just making contact with the wall. Don't think nothing's amiss under that 22 machine. There's Travis Farmer. Has a 1.8 second lead over Elijah Fisher. What has been a clinic tonight so far. Quarter 13 or 9, every which way you want to call him. Tyler Stone now in the pits as well. Well, drivers right now pitting around lap 55 to probably 60. However, our leaders still continue to stay out on 63 lap old tires. Tyler Stone got busted. Black flag for the 25. Right now, Barwell will try to get his lap back, one of them. Tyler Stone still in the pit serving his black flag, so Stone will be mired deep in the field and probably out of contention for tonight. .66 laps to go. Well, if it's 66 to go and they ran 67, so to be sure they'll be in the fuel window here soon. Steven or Shane Hart up to 6th. So the 21 still trying to fight his way back. We'll do another through the field. Travis Farmer the leader. Elijah Fisher right now in 2nd. There's Fisher. Colton Ward right now running in the 3rd spot after starting 17th, but right now falling back. And Matt Morrison looking to pounce on a right now slower 42 machine. Right now Morrison up to 4th. Hunter Azell, a great run going so far for the 20 machine, up to 5th. Shane Har, just mentioned, on the rebound, trying to rebound. Right now up to 6th. Stephen Henning Jr., a much needed run for his junior. Right now up to 7th, right behind him, the pole sitter, who has not made a lot of action so far tonight. Bobby Hadaway in the pits. For Mike Hauser, right now running in 8th. Right now running 9th. Wade Alexander right behind him. Started 2nd, right now running in the 10th spot. Jason Williams right now under assault from Chris Lyotta. This is about a 12th or 11th spot. Justin Maddox right now running in 13th. Jeffrey Peppers rounds out the drivers on the lead lap. Right now, Robert Wilhoit. One lap down, and Elijah Fisher will cut back here in just a minute. Well, Elijah Fisher is in this time. Of course, you can't see it because my cameraman can't aim at the car. There we go. Well, he is in, and I think if we pull the graphic back up, Farmer is in, Hadaway's in this time. Colt Ward will stay out and get a bonus point. Jackson Hadaway, black flag. Right now, Colt Ward, your later pronounced 95 lap old tires. Well, 4 people think, oh my God. This joker ran 122 lap old tires at North Wilkesboro and was still just as competitive as what he would be on fresher tires. Almost won the damn race. So Colt Ward going longer than anybody else does not surprise me right now. And of course, Colt Ward, if he can win tonight, it would be his 3rd win in 4 races. Of course, Colt Ward pushing for time as well. Well, I just had to wait and see how it plays out. 56 laps to go. What about the leaderboard? I guess put up now. Colt Ward in the wall a little bit. Matt Morrison trying to close that gap. Right now, 51 to go. Colt Ward, 82 laps. Ward setting the standard as several drivers right back in. Mike Hauser is in along with Jason Williams. And Colt Ward finally yields it. And Matt Morrison will get a bonus point for leading a lap. Well, pretty much while we wait, this will be the inevitable battle for the lead. Elijah Fisher and Travis Farmer. This time the roles are reversed. now Fisher and Farmer both trying to unlap themselves first. But Morrison comes in, this will be it. Morrison stays to the bottom. So perhaps the one will be in this time. We'll have to wait and see. Staying to the bottom, letting them pass. And indeed, Matt, nope, not staying corrected. Stephen Henning Jr. and Shane Harr in, both for Inspired Motorsports. Christopher Roska in as well. McCall Ward out of the race. He will turn his attention to PGR. Which exciting news. Yours truly. If things works out, we'll be covering one of the biggest money racing leagues on iRacing. The under the PGR banner, of course, Inspired. The Inspired Racing League will stay under the Raging Idiot Racing Network banner. We'll be working both broadcasts pretty much. Both channels, what I'm trying to say. Right now, pretty much waiting out Matt Morrison to pit, as this will be the fight for the lead. Right now, Farmer's had the dominant car all night, but now willing and waiting to see how he can handle. Oh, Hunter, whoo! Easy, buddy. Matt Morrison in the pits. Elijah Fisher be handed the lead. But the issues between Henderson and Zell, Hunter trying to stay on the lead lap. Elijah Fisher will finally lead his first laps of the race tonight. Right now, big game by Farmer. Exited of the corner. Going to send it in again. Farmer going to not quite contact with the 16, but gets to the inside of Elijah Fisher. Both drivers racing hard right now. Fisher trying to hold him down, trying to make him lift on the exit, trying to pinch him down. Fisher at the line. Farmer will concede for the moment. Well, Farmer knows that he's got the car that could possibly win this race. Elijah Fisher has came from a ways back, and 39 to go. It is starting to become crunch time for these drivers. Right now, Fisher up 9 spots, Shane Hart up 15, Morrison up 12, Henning up 9. Drivers on the move late. A lot of them needing solid runs tonight to keep their championship hopes alive. Brent Oh, Fisher, big wiggle. Able to keep it straight, a little bit off the wall. Don't know how that might affect the 16. Don't look like it's going to affect him too bad. The biggest thing for Elijah Fisher right now this season, high pressure situations, he is really letting them get to him. Of course, these drivers do not have a fast repair to lean on. So every driver right now on notice that, hey, however how hard I hit the wall, where I hit it, how I hit it, it can stick with me the rest of this race. So it's put a lot of drivers on notice. Right now, Fisher trying to open up the gap a little bit more and take the air off of the 13's nose for now. Either that or Farmer saving. 1 of the 2. Tyler Stone gets up out the way. Right now, Stone 3 down. He'll be fighting Brent Hammerhand for the 14th spot. Right now, as it stands, 31 to go. Perhaps Farmer starting to turn on the heat. Looks to the inside of Fisher yet again. We know long run and short run, the 13 was the dominant car. And right now, looks to the inside of Elijah Fisher yet again. 13 to 9, every what you want to call him. 30 to go. If Farmer sends it in hard again. Fisher loose off the corner, able to keep it gathered up. Right now, both lanes, even as they can be. Oh, a little tight. Gets the 6 loose. Farmer falls right back in line. Well, far from over. 28 to go. Think Farmer right now needs to settle back in. Shane Hart right now 9.4 in closing. Maybe the 21 will have something to say about this, but now 9.5, I doubt it. Farmer this time, bit of a gain off the corner. Unless something happens, it's gonna take a lot to get this win away from Elijah Fisher, but 25 to go. Let's look back at the last few lap times. The roles are a bit reversed this time. Farmer slightly faster. $23 to go. Fisher, the one thing he cannot keep replicating, getting that tiny bit loose off of the corner. That's really what's killing the 16. He'll take the defensive line, try to take the air off of the 13's nose. This time, big run. Well, Farmer got into the wall just a little bit. It's going to run the top side of that racetrack like it was earlier. Trying to dime in the corner. 20 to go. This time another big run. I hate to say it. The only way you're going to get that 16, you got to put the bumper to him. You can't put it too hard to him, otherwise the ruling states 1.5 lanes up. And it can be and you can be penalized if you move them more than 1.5 lanes up. I don't think Farmer wants to do it like that. I don't really, big of runs as he's doing. I don't probably see if Farmer's trying to size him up, knowing that he can get around him, but really what the strategy is. Caution is out! Oh my God. Chris Liotta, Christopher Roscoe, Tyler Stone, Wade Alexander, massive damage, and this changes everything. Brent Hammerhand, meatball damage to that machine, and this is not what Elijah Fisher wanted to see. Nor Travis Farmer for that matter. What has happened to cause this? The third caution of the night. Let's look at it. Oh my Lord. Alright, rewind here. Oh, so Hammerhand gets loose. Loses control. Alexander nowhere to go. Lotta locks it up. Jason Williams will get a piece of this. Rosca and Stone. Lot to uncover. Let's look back and see what happened with Christopher Rosca. So we saw what happened with Hammerhand. Well, what happened back here with Rosca and them? Locks it up, gets loose, trying to avoid it. Trying to get Wood up in time. Shane Hart barely sneaking through. Right on forward with Brent Hammerhand and see what happens here. Setting this up. Right now running that third lane. Just gets loose. Off the wall, comes down, can't save it, tries to hold on to it. Liotta locks up the brakes. Well, Chris Liotta's on board. Right now, as it stands, so you can't get a view of who all pitted. Everybody pitted, and Farmer, matter of fact, won the race off of pit road. Let's look back at it. And that is the race off of pit road. So it will put the 13 back out front. Elijah Fisher second, Hunter Azell, Stephen Henning Jr., Mike Hauser the top 5. Folks, This puts all top 9 drivers even playing field, and for sure, and for sure, a shootout to the end. For several drivers, a return to victory lane will probably be bigger than making the playoffs right now. Elijah Fisher has not been to victory lane since Mount Panorama. You want to go further back than that, I'll give you another one. Stephen Henning Jr. has not been back to victory lane since the second race of the season at the Daytona Road Course last season. Mike Hauser, Chicagoland, last season. Drivers wanting to end the winless streak tonight. Drivers wanting to etch their names into the wins list. Farmer, Fisher, we're rolling. The great jump. Fisher loose. Fisher spun the tires. And Travis Farmer with a blinding restart. 13 to go. Fisher and Haar battling hard for that second spot. Fisher trying to make up all the ground. Oh, he's going to get into Will Hoyt. Rubber Will Hoyt around. No caution. We'll wait and see. We'll look back on it in a minute. Actually, look back on it now before there's a caution. Caution's out. What'd I say? And there was contact. Man. The Velocity Motorsports 1-2, Jeffrey Peppers. For Slick Motorsports in third, Stephen Henning Jr., the highest running for the Inspired Motorsports team. Up to fourth, Mike Hauser, Falcon Motorsport. What happened to Elijah Fisher on that restart? Let's go back and look real fast. Did he just spin the tires? Was it a misshift? That'll be a gut blow. I know we got to rewind it a bit, folks. I apologize. Let's run on board. Let's run on board with the 16. I'm just curious. It looks like he missed the shift. And back live, Elijah Fisher. EOL for contact with the 22, I have to guess. That'll be a gut blow to the 16. Shocking turn of developments. Right now, let's talk to the man. Right now, running in the fourth spot. Stephen Henning Jr., Garrett Jenkins up here at broadcast booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
You sound nervous.
No, I'm just having a little bit of fun in the car right now.
Well, buddy.
Listening to the radios.
I can't imagine. Well, buddy, got a couple of questions for you. I thought we had one in green. I was about to make it fast. First off, new sponsorship deal with the corporation at the Raging Idiot Racing Network, Super Speedway deal plus 2 playoff races. That's a bit exciting to think. But then tonight, have not won a race since Daytona Road Course, the second race of the season last season. What would it mean to return to victory lane at Iowa for the 78?
I mean, it'd be something. We seem to have a way to find a way to win these damn things, so hopefully luck will be on our side again this time here, and we'll go to victory lane. It'd be really sweet if we could, but we just got to deal with some guys that have some internet issues in front of me here. But other than that, I think we got a good chance at her here. We just got to hope that we don't get involved in it.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you. Hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of this thing.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
You too, buddy. Jumping line through his teeth. I'm sure there is some nerves at play, but right now, a much-needed run for Stephen Henning Jr. in fourth. When we take the green, 7 laps to go. It is a Velocity Motorsports 1-2. For Travis Farmer, trying to get himself some cushion inside the top 10 for Hunter Azell, trying to make it back to the top 10, and everybody else gunning for the top spot. 7 laps to go from Iowa. We're rolling. And a great start by Farmer again. Well, Farmer has nailed these restarts great all night. Hunter Azell slides into the second spot, hitting third. Peppers, Har, Hauser, the top 6. Hitting off the wall. Azell off the wall. Here comes Har looking for third. Hunter Azell being challenged all over the place. Shane Har trying to take third away, trying to get second. Here comes Hauser with him. Meanwhile, Travis Farmer scooting away. Hunter Azell, more than likely I to expect, will play defense maybe a little bit. I cannot say what's going on through that 20 said. Meanwhile, the gap. 0.6 of a second. 4 to go. Caution. Robert Wilhoit, Tyler Stone. Come on, man. Robert Wilhoit, meatball damage. The night is done. For the 22. What in the world has happened? This will be overtime. Let me just keep that in the back of everybody's mind. Overtime. Henning got into the back of Wilhoit. That'll be a meatball flag coming to Wilhoit. Or not to Wilhoit, but that'll be a meatball flag coming to Stephen Henning. Tyler Stone. What the hell? All right. What in the world's happened to Tyler Stone? Barely grazed him, but I don't think he realized Wilhoit was already around. Well, if I remember, if it goes off of last season, I think whatever happens, it happens. If they wreck, they wreck. Jason Williams back on the lead lap. Or maybe not back on the lead lap. Yeah, Williams back on the lead lap. Back to what I was saying. If they wreck, they wreck. This should be, it is, the one attempt at a green-white checkered. The caution, it does not matter if for whatever reason iRacing cautions are on. Does not matter if that is on. Does not matter if the pace car is on the track. Shouldn't be that, but nonetheless, this race will end under green. Should, if it's how it is from last year. For Travis Farmer, after a great 4th place run at Texas last week, he has led the field tonight, has put on a clinic. 105 of 156 total scheduled laps led tonight. But he has his teammate and somebody who I know very well wants to win tonight. and his teammate Hunter Azell. The same can be said for Jeffrey Peppers. But how about history on the line for not that driver, but this driver? Shane Har going for 4 in a row and going back-to-back weeks on the Cup Series side. It has not been an easy night for the 21. And neither can be said for the Chicagoland winner last season, but the man who has had a difficult start to the year, Mike Hauser, trying to return to victory lane, along with Henning and Fisher back behind him. The lights are out. Do me a favor. Grab a ratchet strap. Hold the TV down. Hold on to your beer. Kids, hold on to the sodas. Hold on to the popcorn, whatever you got. Hold on to the dog, for Christ's sakes. This overtime is going to be big. Velocity Motorsports. 1-2. Shane Har, Jeffrey Peppers behind him. Matt Morrison wants to win in his second start. The pace car is in. Farmer brings him down. Azell to his inside. We are rolling overtime in Iowa. Not the best restart for Farmer, but he will get clear. Azell's going to be side by side with Har of return 2. Shane, way up the racetrack. They will see a white flag. 1 lap to go from Iowa. Travis Farmer, great run off the corner. Shea Saber, Azell gets turned. We'll have to look back at it in a minute. We'll lead 109 laps at the line. Travis Farmer is a winner in the Inspired Cup Series. Har second, Hauser third. Morrison fourth, and Jeffrey Pepper at the top 5. A hell of a drive. One hell of a drive tonight. Velocity Motorsports. Travis Farmer can burn it down in Iowa. Results unofficial. The last lap ought to show us. No, it's not neither. Top of the board wheel, though. Tenth of a second. The gap. Travis Farmer is going to milk this one. Well, that's how you burn the house down, son. Let's get him in here. Travis Farmer, Garrett Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. Do you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hell of a drive tonight. You'll walk out of here with 109 of 159 laps led tonight. You'll take the bonus points. You'll take the extra bonus point for leading a lap. The 3 bonus points for leading the most laps. The fastest lap of the race is another bonus point. Take me through the night. The 13 was on rails. Were you hoping and praying that there would be a caution, or did you have something for the 16 before the caution came out?
I was trying to save a little for the 16 for the end, but he was giving me a good run for it, man. That was a good race all around. Nice, clean race.
Well, buddy, take me through the night. What made the 13 a force to be reckoned with? And then really, you had a defending champion breathing down your neck on the last lap. How nervous were you to see that 21 machine back behind you?
Oh, I was very nervous. I was just trying to be consistent. I was surprised I did that good tonight, but it was fun.
I will ask you this. After a fourth place run at Texas, you followed that up tonight with a win. Confidence is very high. For the 13 team. For Velocity Motorsports, Hunter Azell, right there in the mix until the very end. Unfortunately, did not end the way that he wanted it to. But tell me, where's the confidence level at right now for the whole team?
Oh, it's pretty high, man. We're celebrating big time.
Well, buddy, last question I got for you before I let you head out there. Anybody want to thank Night Friends, family, sponsors, etc.? The floor is yours.
I'd like to thank my team, the league, and you broadcasting guys.
All right, buddy. For Travis Farmer tonight, it's not just a win, it'll be a statement. As he will take the win in Iowa in dominating fashion. Appreciate your time, buddy. Hell of a job.
Thank you, man. Y'all have a good one.
You too, buddy. Well, for one man, tonight did not go as straightforward as he wanted to, and the record will stay tied at 3. Shane Hard, Garrett Jennings up here in broadcast booth. You got a copy, buddy?
I do. What's up?
Well, take me through your night. Caution on lap 1. Or not lap 1, but the first caution of the night. And from there, was it just a struggle to try to get back to a shot?
Yeah, early on we overbraked a little bit into one. I saw the 17. I thought he might have did the same thing as I did because he looked loose right in front of me. So I hit the brake a little harder than I should have, and it got loose and I overcorrected. So I guess that was on me. The rest of the race, yeah, I got the damage fixed and was just trying to get up there. I thought we were going to finish third, but a couple lap cars in front of us got together there at the end, and let's just say some tempers were flaring, at the end of that race. So
I can imagine.
Yeah, all in all, though, decent day for us. We keep the podium streak alive, I guess, and yeah, not a bad day for how it started.
Well, let me ask you, Josh Henderson, of course, will finish this race 16 laps down in the 17th spot. You'll walk out of here second. Where does this put momentum for the 21 now? Back on top of the board for the first time since we ended last season for the 21. It has been a great start for the Inspired Motorsports 21 team, but has not been the start that I'm sure you're wanting it to be going forward as we head to some of your specialties, road courses, Daytona looming over ahead, and really a lot of tracks that could fall into the 21's wheelhouse. Where's the confidence level going forward?
Yeah, I guess we'll take it week by week, and we'll go from there, really. Yeah, it should be a little higher, I guess, but you know what for? We'll just show them on the track, right?
Hell yeah. Last question I got for you before I let you head out. Is there anybody want to thank Night Friends, family, sponsors, etc.? The floor is yours.
Yeah, you for broadcasting. My team over at Inspired with Tyler and Steven. Steven kind of had a rough night there at the end. He was doing a lot better than he should have. And yeah, Tyler, he didn't have it tonight. So, shout them guys out though for showing up and, giving me all the advice they could in the chat tonight. Yeah, I guess that's about it for you.
All right, buddy. The reigning champion will keep the podium streak alive, finishing second tonight. Appreciate your time, buddy. Hell of a job.
Thanks, buddy.
Yep. Well, that being said, last of the top 3 finishers entering tonight. Mike Hauser, Garrett Jennings up here in the broadcast booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here, I think.
Well, take me through the night. The 43, as you feared, did not show a lot of pace in the opening half of this race. As a matter of fact, fell all the way back to 15th. And how did the 43 get turned around and salvage a third place run tonight?
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. Like you said, we started on pole, and I like I said, I didn't know how it was gonna go, and I just fell back like a rock. I don't know why, but I just couldn't get the handle, and that's how I felt in practice. Everyone just running really, they're just running better than me, and I fell back like a rock to 15th. And first of all, huge shout out to Travis Farmer. He had a rocket ship tonight, and I'm happy to see him get the win there. He earned that one there. But yeah, we just fell back like a rock, and then I guess I was trying to win the award for biggest idiot because I looped it into my pit box, lost all the spots, and we got another caution, and then I spun it on the backstretch, lost more spots. So we started basically last place and just started chipping away at spots, and I don't know, we just kept at it, kept working at it, and eventually I made it up to the top 5, and we caught a couple of yellows there at the end that helped us maintain position. But we needed that. We really needed that because it's been a really bad couple of weeks for me. And I'm starting to feel like tonight was going to be another night like that. And that was a huge rebound for us. I didn't know if we really had it in our car, but we rebounded to third. And that's going to be huge momentum for next week going into Daytona Road. So we stepped up tonight. I know it didn't seem like it at the beginning, but we stepped up, and we showed what the 43 can do. Even when we don't have the fastest car, we can still find things. We can still find every inch of speed we can. And I'm hoping one of these weeks here we finally pulled up on our promise to get this car back in victory lane. So,
well, take me through, of course, going to a track next week where you have very decent success at last season, finished third in that race. How confident is the 43 returning back to the Daytona Road Course?
I'm feeling pretty good about it. Obviously, I didn't get to run any time or any track time yet, but like you said, just knowing that we have solid speed there, that's going to be. We have a notebook. We have notes to go off of, and it's good when you have something to go off of. So I think we're going to do really good next week. I'm hoping to do just the same, get a top 5, top 3, maybe even fight for the win. But I know Shane and Steve and all those guys are really good at these road courses, so we'll have to be on our toes. But this is the rebound we needed, and I'm hoping we can turn it around here because we were outside the top 10 in points coming into tonight. I don't know where we're going to be now, but this is where we need to turn our season around because I'm sick of having good speed and not having it go our way. So that's where everything changes tonight here.
All right, buddy, last question before I let you head out. Is there anybody want to thank Night Friends, family, sponsors, etc.? The floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you for doing the broadcast as always. Thank you for my teammates at Falcon Motorsports. I really hate it for Elijah because he was leading there with how many to go, and it just didn't go 17. His way. So, and yeah, 17 to go. There you go. We had under 20 laps, and I think he would have definitely given the 13 a run for his money. I think they would have had a great battle there if it stayed green. But yeah, I want to thank my teammates and thank all my friends and family for watching. It means the world to me. So.
All right, buddy. For Mike Hauser tonight, after a very hard-fought night, the 43 team will salvage a third-place run tonight. Appreciate your time, buddy. Hell of a job.
Thank you, Garrett.
Yes, sir. That being said, final results. Exiting tonight. Travis Farmer will edge his name into the Inspired Racing League wins list after a dominant run of 109 of 159 laps led. Of course, the graphic different because we went into overtime. Can't see if we can get it updated real quick. Okay, there it is. Shane Harris second. Mike Howe third. Matt Morrison. Jeffrey Peppers was top 5. Elijah Fisher, a great run. 4-16. It will come up just short. Stephen Henning Jr., Chris Loda, Jason Williams, Hunter Rozelle We will look back on the last lap incident. But Hunter Rozelle walk out of here, finished in 10th. Christopher Roscoe, Jackson Hadaway, Tyler Stone, Joseph Maddox, Robert Will Hoyt, Brent Hammerhand, Josh Henderson, and Wade Alexander. The top 18, then Colton Ward and David McCullough will round out the field in 19th and 20th. With that being said, playing the week by ear was not the easiest of week for broadcasting due to Talladega being up next in officials. So we're going to play the rest of the week by ear first before we head out. Let's go back and see what happened. That's the last lap, Hunter Rozelle. Hard to say, but bam. Slow motion this here. Think the 20's pushing tight. Jeffrey gets the run. Might be that little bit of contact. Might have gotten the 20 loose. Either that or the 20 knows he's pushing tight and knows that he's trying to keep it off the wall. And what can happen with these cars? You put too much wheel in it and they can break loose. But I believe right on board with Jeffrey Peppers here and really see what happens. We're going to set this up right after. I don't see contact. I think the 20's got too much wheel in it, personally. And there's my buddy. Loving to death I do, but I think he had just a little too much wheel in it. And it was going to break loose. Unfortunately, contact's inedible. I would look at as a racing incident. Nothing more. But with that being said, congratulations are in order to Travis Farmer. 109 laps of 159. A dominant win. A well-deserved win. Congratulations all around to Velocity Motorsports. And I will see everybody, I know for a fact, I will see everybody Wednesday night for Little Dog, Big Dog, MMS Racing on tap. And until then, appreciate you, everybody, for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Raging Idiot Racing Network. And I will see everybody Wednesday night. Until then, take it easy.